Somehow, PlayStation and Insomniac Games have done the impossible. Took a colorful concept like Lady Deathstrike and made it the most sauceless generic version possible for their upcoming game. Bravo! So a couple of days ago, we have been graced with the latest trailer for Marvel's Wolverine, an upcoming PlayStation 5 exclusive title featuring titular character Wolverine, killing off bad guys and all that in third-person action glory. So let's take a look at not just the game itself. I mean, yeah, I'll put clips of the game into spices here and there. But what was interesting is not the game itself, but rather the comments. Hold on, let's see if I can get this sorted.
I've lived long enough. It's all started to blur together.
Are they really gonna do the photo meme?
Every fight.
I think that's supposed to be Ajax. Yeah, that design for Wolverine does stand out. In a good way, I'll give them snaps. The costume design work for Wolverine for this one is good. Ridiculous, but not quite. Oh, I think that's supposed to be Lady Deathstrike. Oh yeah, that's doing that whole meme thing. I guess he's... Yep, there we go. That's Lady Deathstrike. Not the best design. In fact, I gotta applaud PlayStation and Insomniac for coming up with the most generic looking version of Lady Deathstrike ever. I mean, you've got the comics, you've got the 90s animated series and all that with the red hat and the giant freakish claws. This is not boss energy. This is tutorial boss energy. So I can't believe this came from the people who made Ratchet and Clank and the Marvel Spider-Man games and Sunset Overdrive, for fuck's sake. This is the best design of Lady Deathstrike I've seen. Again, I'm okay with the design for Wolverine himself, but he's the only one that stands out in a good way. Everybody else just blends in, from Sabretooth, Jean Grey, Calypso, Omega Red, and now Lady Deathstrike. Like, Jesus, this is like the whole PlayStation plague affecting the design of the characters so they can't be too wacky or too comic-y or too over the top. It's like all the energy went from Marvel Tokon, all got sucked out from this game into Marvel Tokon. It's insane. But that's not the only thing we're talking about. I mean, yeah, okay, we got the gameplay and all that. Let's just wrap it up. Okay, angry Wolverine. That's cool. All the blood and all that. I don't know if this game is going to be half as good as X-Men Origins Wolverine, the one from Raven Software. That is a really good Wolverine game. And that's like, what, 20 years ago? Holy shit. That is like the Xbox 360 era. What I predict is this game is going to be a callback to the time when PS3 had like all these different action games per se. I'll get my thoughts. I mean, again, I'm not going to judge it fully until I play the full game. Probably like a day or two after it comes out. But I will say this is... It's a bit odd that we're in a situation where we only have 2 exclusives for a PlayStation console, when back in the day you get like 10 exclusives, or I mean 20 on a good time, like probably PS2, but PS3, I mean 10 was actually more than enough from your Japan studios and all the other studios under PlayStation. It's wild, honestly, very wild. But that's not the wildest thing. Like, it's been like a few weeks since PlayStation announced the whole non-physical disc idea, like they're gonna stop production of physical discs in 2028 onward. So yeah, the comments for the Wolverine trailer was not about the Wolverine trailer, but rather you could actually take a look. Logan fought hard to keep the physical photography. He clearly understands the value of holding onto your media. So many comments about PlayStation being anti-physical games and disc and all that. I'll have my final thoughts about that at the end of this video. I've been I've been meaning to do this for like earlier in the past few weeks, but I'd rather just wait until the anger and vitriol has been out. Then apparently it hasn't ended. Holy crap! So I guess I'll have to address it like now. So yeah, a lot of a lot of complaints about PlayStation doing the whole like mandate about not having physical games after 2028. So let's take a look at another PlayStation trailer. There's been also a bit of news about like all these people who hate the Sony's direction being very vocal onto indie games. There's actually even a news poster too about it where it says that people are harassing indie gamers because of the PlayStation no disc mandate, physical digital only mandate. That is not a true headline. In fact, I think the headline is very inflammatory and not completely true. See, every PlayStation hub, your official PlayStation hub, with the games under them, whether it's YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or whatnot, all get the complaints about PlayStation not getting physical, not supporting physical media and just focusing on digital. Now, you talk about those games and your independent YouTube channel or Twitter page or social media, like the developers, they clearly have their own YouTube and social media page. When they post about their game, none of those comments are there at all. It's just basically like, oh, cool game, oh, bad game, or cool. It's about the game. Now, if it's just PlayStation, it's all happening within PlayStation's official branding and whatnot. I'll just show you. Hold on. So we had a release date announcement from Grim Trials. Made by Indonesian company, I believe, and publishers are Soft Source and Gold Pack Goblins. I know some of the people who are publishing the game. Cool guys. So yeah, this is all the comments on PlayStation's hub, on the YouTube hub, that on Twitter, on their Twitter page, their official Twitter page. All the comments, yes, it's all 1,000 are all set, negative 2.4k hates, dislikes. All the comments are play on words on the game, but it's about PlayStation. They're condemning PlayStation's comments and their mandate, their decision to stick to digital and not physical, not even catering towards physical media. All this. Grim is your future now that you have become the villain of your customers. This physical edition is going to be awesome. It's coming with a leaflet. Can't wait for the pirating season to be growing even stronger. Clearly not truly alluding to PlayStation as a whole, not just this game specifically. Physical discs beyond the 2028 and so forth, and many similar critiques on the PlayStation brand. Deservedly so. Now if you check a random indie game YouTube channel, Indie Games Hub, nothing's being said about PlayStation at all. It's just basically, hey, cool game, very Hades coded, looks very good, smaller Hades, somewhat better view, zoomed out. Really cool stuff from the developers from Grim Trial. So you should wishlist the game. It's really cool. It looks really cool. I played the demo. Could use a little bit of work for some of the weapons, but overall enjoyable experience. Can't wait for the full game later next month, and hopefully we can get from there. Really cool stuff. Yeah. See, so obviously less comments because it is a smaller title, a new title, mind you. But still, all the comments, you see the quality of the comments are all about the game itself, whether it's good or bad. Nothing to do with harassing developers about PlayStation stances and whatnot. Whereas on PlayStation's hub, their YouTube page, completely different story. It's all targeting PlayStation and their recent decision that they have not backed down since what they said on the 1st of July. Just want to get that out there. So in case you saw the headline and you think it's correct, not quite. This is always the finer detail, gentlemen and ladies. So what's the whole point of this? Well, apparently the anti-consumerism practices of PlayStation are still being hounded by a lot of vocal fans and vocal collectors, consumers, game players and whatnot since July the 1st when they made that decision. It's been like a couple of weeks already, 3 weeks I believe, yeah. And is it gonna die down? I've been checking every single post on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on the YouTube channel about PlayStation, on PlayStation, all the official accounts, not just the US account, but the Europe, Asian, everywhere else, PlayStation Asia as well. They're all having the same people attacking them. And then I've heard news about PlayStation employing their own bots to defend the whole digital-only media idea going forward. There's a video from Moore's Law that details that, so that is a bad look for PlayStation if it's true, if it's actually proven right, concretely right. So this isn't going to die down. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people, PlayStation are in the right to, how do you say, I mean, I will give them this, I will give PlayStation this. They are in the right to actually change their business model to focus more on digital, because that's where the market has also been going. It's been going since the Xbox Live Arcade days. But the message could have been framed much better. If they said something along the lines of, hey, we're going to be focusing more on digital, and then production for physical media will be getting less and less because of rising costs and consumer trends that are detailing towards digital media and all that. And then if they can clarify a bit about ownership and all that, and in improving their digital store system, because it kind of sucks compared to Steam, then they'll be in a better position. But as of now, the message is sent. That's just bad PR, and it's looking really bad, not just for PlayStation, but also for the people, the developers who are paying money to PlayStation to promote their games on their channel. And then when they get all these comments, I mean, lots of them all negative, targeted towards PlayStation, I don't think the developers are getting their money's worth when they pay PlayStation to promote all their indie games or whatnot, because I don't think this shit comes for free. At the end of the day, it's looking bad for the developers in that context under the PlayStation Hub. So if you can get a refund from PlayStation, I think that would be very wise, because this is not a good look at all. On the other hand, again, everything's all moving digital, but again, I guess I can see the rationale that PlayStation wants to do this now rather than when the PlayStation 6 is out. So maybe they're just pulling the band-aid now rather than like 2 years later. But again, they expect this fallout. They're not stupid. They're smart. And the sad thing is, I don't think they give a shit about physical media. And it's very clear as they probably don't give a shit about it behind the scenes. But to actively admit it in public, that is not something you want to say. Like, again, keep it to yourself at the end of the day. Like, you can have people assuming, but now people are already confirming because of what you said concretely on the 1st of July. So, and again, it's like bad news. And again, we are moving in the digital age where all these are getting stuff online, it's all great, and ownership is still, people are paying rent to be on a particular platform per se. But the only difference is between that and Steam is Steam has cultivated a better community and a better structure and a better way of refunds and a better way of handling the online digital space. Don't forget, people hated Steam when it first came out, but it got better. PlayStation had the PlayStation Network since the PlayStation 3 era. They haven't improved jack since. And it's apparently biting them in the ass right now. Now, if, let's just say, Steam used to sell physical products and if they were to go onto this train, onto this digital bandwagon, if let's just say the roles, I think it would have been a better position because Steam has a better platform. But as it stands, PlayStation Network, it just feels like it's the least worst product compared to your Xboxes or your PlayStation or your Nintendo Switches. And again, Nintendo is still holding on to doing physical media with the cartridges for now. But as it stands, PlayStation, if they're still being enemy number one from now up until even past Grand Theft Auto 6's release, it's kind of well deserved, given how they could have framed the message much better. Again, I would say you have cojones to pull the band-aid in terms of going digital straight, but it's on you. It's all on you, man. This is on you, honestly. With all these comments coming in, people commenting about digital physical media still being very important, which it is, but it has to be limited in a sense. Like, again, we are in a world where for movies and films, there still are VHSs and Laserdisc and DVDs and CD copies of shows around. This, with this anti-production stance, this is not the way to go. Or at least if you want to admit it, maybe don't do it in public and very forthcoming don't give a shit about your consumers way, because you are basically tainting the well for not just, I mean, I don't think new consumers right now don't care about, because they're so used to digital, but I'm talking about your legacy users, like the ones on the PS2, PS3, and even the PS4 days. You are shitting on them, basically, with this announcement. And at this point in time, with you releasing just, 2 exclusive games this year, and one's not that hot, honestly, it's sold really shit, you really need the goodwill right now, and I think you're slowly losing it with your legacy consumers and your legacy fans. Alright, and that's it for this somber PlayStation focused news thing. I've been doing a lot of these on 2213, the website where I do a newsletter, so go check those out. Should have the link in the description below. And thanks again for checking out this video. If you like videos and features like these, or sub and dub videos we do, anime stuff, yeah, do come down to our Twitter page, which is updated constantly. We got our website, which is, we put our reviews and whatnot, and our video part, where it's everything in between. We just put out whatever video content that looks pretty cool and video game related and anime, comic related. So thanks for subscribing. Do subscribe, like, and subscribe to our page, hit that ding dong button, the usual stuff, and I will see you next time. Hopefully I'll do more of these. Maybe it might be different intervals, but if there's anything important for me to say, I'll say it. Just do a really quick video like this. Have the slicing of the gameplay, like bits and pieces here and there. So yeah, let's go for it, and see you then. Bye bye.